Foreign Ministry. Now we start in Europe, where Russia continued its aerial attacks on Ukraine last night, striking communities far from the front line with drones and missiles. In Chernivtsi, the head of the region's military administration said there was 2 people killed as a result of the strikes. A total of 14 people were also injured in the region, including 4 people who remain in serious condition. In Lviv, officials say 4 people were injured following attacks in the city, which sits around 45 miles from the Polish border. Poland's Air Force said on X that the country scrambled fighter jets to protect its airspace amid the attack. Duty fighter pairs have been scrambled, and ground-based air defense and radar reconnaissance systems have reached the highest state of readiness, it said on the social media. Russia hits Ukraine with second largest overnight attack of the war. Meanwhile, in a recent post on X, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has condemned Russia's ongoing aerial strikes, which targeted multiple regions across Ukraine, including Kharkiv, Sumy, Lviv and Bukovina. According to Zelensky, 26 cruise missiles and 597 attack drones were launched, with more than half of them being Shahids. Over 20 missiles and most of the drones were repeatedly destroyed, according to reports by Ukrainian forces. This by far is the second largest strikes made. However, the attacks did hit civilian infrastructure, with residential buildings affected. Tragically, 2 people were killed in Chernivtsi and around 20 others were injured, though they are receiving medical assistance. Zelensky expressed condolences to the victims' families, with a total of 14 people injured in the region, including 4 people who remain in serious condition. The Ukrainian president called for immediate action, urging for stronger sanctions, particularly against those aiding Russia in drone production and oil profiteering. We're now joined by Joshua Barnes, anchor and correspondent, to give us further details on the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Joshua, what more information do you have for us?
Well, yes, Thomas, another series of strikes, over 600 drones and missiles used in what Ukraine is saying is the second largest strike of this war that is into its 4th year. This is a pattern over the last week that we have seen repeating. The record number of strikes, both drones and missiles, was within the last 2 to 3 days. There have been night after night of these style of strikes, and Ukraine's president as well as foreign minister are clearly voicing concern over that. We've heard from Volodymyr Zelensky, as you've mentioned, his tweet detailing the information. We've also heard from Ukraine's foreign minister, Andriy Sybiha, who has said that support is needed to stop the Russian death factory. So far, only a couple of deaths reported, but given the amount of strikes and given the time it sometimes takes for this information to come through, we could be seeing higher casualty numbers, both death and potential injuries. But this is significant. Again, a further example of Russian strikes on Ukraine. Russia say that they only target military infrastructure, but we're seeing more and more, specifically in this last week, reports from Ukraine of civilian targets and civilian casualties. The wider European safety is a point of concern. Poland once again scrambled jets due to the nature of these strikes and the fact that some of them are in the west of Ukraine. Earlier to this week, it was more common to see strikes on the east of Ukraine, where of course Russia are continuing their advance. Kharkiv, Donetsk region, Dnipropetrovsk, these are sort of flashpoints within the conflict, and strikes there, Kharkiv, were very, very common. This is a concern for Ukraine. Kyiv has also been targeted in recent days. So it seems that Russia is stepping up their offensive, and rhetoric I'm sure we'll come to shortly from the wider community is looking really clearly at this.
Joshua Barnes, thank you very much. You are staying with us to give us further information.